Hi, everyone. It's April 1st, 2025. I wanted to check in and share with you 4 important changes that Social Security is putting into effect this month. These updates are really important, and as many of you have probably noticed, there have already been a lot of changes with Social Security, especially since the start of the year. The first thing I want to talk about has to do with the Social Security Fairness Act. As many of you know, this law eliminates 2 rules: the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset. Over the past month, so during March, a lot of you already received back pay from Social Security, right? That back pay goes all the way back to January 2024. Some of you also got letters from Social Security explaining your benefits and the amount of the back payments, but there are still quite a few people who haven't received any letters at all. So in April, Social Security will be sending out those letters, and starting this month, your monthly benefits may go up. If you've had your benefits reduced in the past because you were also getting a pension from a government job, that reduction will stop. In other words, beginning this April, the Social Security check you get each month should be higher because they'll no longer take out that deduction from before. And yeah, many of you probably already know that Social Security said if you have any questions about the Social Security Fairness Act, the back pay, the retro payment, or your monthly Social Security benefits, like if you already received your money but don't see your monthly check increase yet, then wait until after your April payment date before contacting Social Security. Okay? That means contact them after you get your monthly payment for April, because they're still working on finalizing some cases that are a bit complicated. So they've asked that we wait until after the April payment hits before reaching out with those kinds of questions. And the next part I want to talk about is related to overpayment. If you owe money to Social Security, meaning you were overpaid or received benefits you weren't supposed to, then starting from March 27th, 2025, if your debt begins on or after that date, Social Security will take 100% of your monthly payments. They'll stop all your monthly checks until the full amount is paid back. Once the debt is fully paid off, your benefits will start coming in again. A lot of people will begin to feel the impact starting this month. I'm sure many of you have noticed that over the past year, Social Security has only been withholding 10% of your monthly benefits when there's an overpayment. But under this new rule, there's been a change. They'll now take 100%, everyone. Now, this 100% only applies to Social Security benefits, not SSI. So if you're receiving SSI, the 10% withholding rule still applies just like before. Also, this 100% rule only applies to debts that happen or start on or after March 27th, 2025. If you already had a debt from before that date and you've been paying it back with a lower monthly deduction, that arrangement will continue. It won't suddenly jump to 100%. Okay? However, under this new rule, Social Security will automatically withhold 100% of your monthly benefits, but you can still contact Social Security to work with them and request a lower withholding amount that better fits your situation. So you can call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213. You also have the right to appeal the overpayment decision. If you can prove that it wasn't your fault and that you're unable to pay it back, Social Security may waive the recovery of that amount. And while your appeal is being reviewed, Social Security will not withhold any of your benefits until a decision is made about your situation. Okay. And the next thing I want to talk about is the change that starts on April 14th, 2025. Social Security will begin enforcing stricter identity verification rules. They've said that these stricter identity checks are meant to better protect your personal information and your Social Security benefits from fraud. So starting April 14th, 2025, if you need to update your bank account information, for example, if you're receiving Social Security benefits and want to change your direct deposit details, you will no longer be able to call Social Security and ask a representative to make that change for you. From that date forward, there are only two ways you can update your bank info. One, you can go online and log into your My Social Security account to make the change yourself. Or two, you'll need to go in person to a Social Security office and show proof of your identity for them to update it for you. You can still call and make changes over the phone before April 14th, but after that date, phone changes will no longer be allowed. All right, the next thing I want to mention is that starting April 14th, there will be some changes to how certain services work. If you're applying for SSI, SSDI, or Medicare, you can now apply either online through the Social Security website or by phone with a Social Security representative. You don't need to go to a Social Security office in person to verify your identity if you're applying for these types of benefits. However, if you're applying for other types of benefits, like survivor benefits, spousal benefits, or child's dependent benefits, you can still call Social Security to start the application process over the phone if you'd like. But your application won't be considered complete until you go in person to a Social Security office and show your documents to verify your identity. And of course, you can also apply for these types of benefits through the Social Security website using your My Social Security account to complete and verify your identity there, so you won't need to go to a Social Security office. And if you need to go to a Social Security office, it's best to call their phone number and make an appointment first, because if you show up without an appointment, they might not be able to help you. In most cases, they require an appointment before they'll meet with you and handle your situation. If you just walk in without one, they may ask you to go home and schedule an appointment before coming back. And their phone number is 1-800-772-1213. All right, that's just a quick update I wanted to share in this video. I'll see you again in the next ones. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it, and subscribe. Thank you so much. See you next time.